If you have seen popular movie series like The Lord of the Rings, The Chronicles of Narnia, then you must have seen those angelic superior beings called elf. Elves are pretty much similar to humans except for their pointy ears, beautiful skin, silky hair, and of course, magic and super strength. In the movies, they are depicted as the most powerful beings who are tasked with the responsibility to look after the world. But is this really true, or are the filmmakers simply exaggerating elves on the big screen? Well, let's find out. According to some research, elves are said to have been first mentioned in the Old Norse texts. According to them, elves are a race of beings who live in Alfheim, one of the 9 worlds in Norse mythology. They are described as being beautiful with blonde hair and blue eyes. The word elf is derived from the Anglo-Saxon word elf, which means spirit or ghost. Elves were originally thought to be mischievous beings that would cause problems for humans. In some stories, they are said to be the children of Loki, the god of mischief himself. However, in other stories, they are said to be the offspring of Freyr, the god of fertility. Despite their varied origins, elves play a major role in Norse mythology, and you can find them being mentioned in various Old Norse texts. In Scandinavia, elves were known as Holdefolk. In British folklore, elves were often depicted as small, mischievous creatures who like to play tricks on humans. They were also said to be able to grant wishes, but only if they were treated well. According to Germanic mythology, elves were originally nature spirits that inhabited the forest. They are often seen as helpful creatures who offer guidance and assistance to humans. Some even suggest that elves are a separate race of beings that have always existed alongside humans. But whatever their origins might be, elves have always been a part of human culture for centuries. They continue to appear in stories, films, and other forms of popular culture, and we love watching them.
Yeah.
If you have watched them in the movies, you must have always wondered why elves are often depicted as being superior to humans. There are a number of explanations for this that have been put forth over the years. One popular theory is that elves represent the ideal of what humans could be. They are often seen as being more beautiful, more intelligent, and more in tune with nature than humans. This theory suggests that by depicting elves as superior beings, it encourages humans to strive to be their best selves. Another explanation for the elven superiority complex is that they are simply a product of human imagination. As creatures that only exist in mythology and folklore, they can be whatever we want them to be. We can make them as perfect as we please, and in doing so, we may be projecting our own ideals and aspirations onto them. But whatever the reason for their depiction as superior beings, there is no doubt that elves have captured our collective imagination and continue to do so today. Whether you believe they are real or not, it's fun to imagine what it would be like to encounter one of these magical creatures. Don't you think so? Despite the fact that there is nothing to prove the existence of elves, there are many people who believe in the existence of them. Some say they have seen them, while others simply believe they exist based on stories and folklore. While there is no concrete evidence that elves exist in our world today, there are some intriguing pieces of evidence that suggests they might be real. For example, in 2012, a man in Iceland claimed to have seen an elf. He said the elf was about 2 feet tall with pointy ears and was wearing a green dress. He even took a photo of the elf, which many people say is proof of their existence. Another example comes from Finland, where there have been multiple reports of people hearing strange high-pitched voices coming from the forest. These voices are believed to be of elves, as they are often heard near areas where elves are said to live. So while we cannot say for sure that elves exist, there are some interesting pieces of evidence that suggest they might be real. Whether you believe in them or not, they sure make for an intriguing topic of discussion. It is difficult to say whether or not we will see elves in the future. While they have a long and rich history, they are also largely a product of fantasy. As such, it's hard to say how likely it is that they will make an appearance in our world. However, if we do see them, it's sure to be a fascinating experience. So this was it for today's video. For more such interesting videos in history and mythology, you can subscribe to our channel.